Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video and welcome back to the AEW review. And this was a real deal episode of AEW Dynamite. This was one of the best AEW Dynamites this year so far, hands down. And number one, match quality was up there for a couple matches. Number two, storyline improvement was there. There was improvement for Blood and Guts. There was improvement for the All-In card. So it ticked all the boxes for me in terms of actually getting storylines progressing and still cutting a good show with the good matches, which is what AEW is all about. So, with that being said, the show opened up with Will Asper, where he addressed the MJF heel turn that we had a couple weeks or last week, where he took out Daniel Garcia. And when I mean took him out, he absolutely destroyed him. Ospreay came out, says MJF only cares about himself, spoke about how self-centered he is. Spoke about how he knew MJF was always going to be a problem and that he's always having to clean up after people's mess, and he's found the problem. That is MJF. So he calls out MJF, and MJF, of course, doesn't come out, but on the big screen pops up MJF, where he cuts a promo back on Will Ospreay, and he says Ospreay is just another great wrestler. When he goes, there'll be other great wrestlers. There's always going to be great wrestlers, but there isn't generational talents like himself, MJF. So I like this promo. I think it could have had a bit more to it, but what I do know is this is going to be an all-in match. Okay, no, I lie. They announced the match for next week, but I think this is going to go all the way till all-in. So taking their time with it is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But maybe a bit more from both sides, but it was good nonetheless. I got no complaints whatsoever. And then we moved on to Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page. This was a really good match. A really, really good match. But I think it didn't quite live up to the hypes of the other matches. But that's okay. I mean, they've had 3 really banger matches. You might not always going to get the 4th one to be that good. You know, they got a good success rate is what I'm trying to say. But the match was still great nonetheless, you know. This is still a 4-star and up match, easily. 4-star and up. I didn't give my star rating because I know people then start complaining. But it's still that good. The other matches were just slightly better. But they say comparison is the thief of all joy. So let me not do a comparison. Danielson was bleeding all over the place. He took a lot of offense in this match. It was mainly Danielson taking the offense and Hangman looking strong, looking ruthless, looking like he doesn't care, which has been the Hangman that we've seen since his return. We had Jeff Jarrett as an enforcer on the outside, and he got involved once the ref took a bump. So the actual ref took a bump, and then Jeff Jarrett came in, he was an enforcer, and then he got pushed over by Hangman, and then Jeff Jarrett got up and revealed that he has a referee's shirt underneath, and he is now so apparently if you just wear a referee shirt you can be a referee. I mean, Punk did it, now Jeff Jarrett did it, but anyway, apparently that's what it means. You just put the shirt on and now you're a referee. Anyway, Jeff Jarrett then reffed the rest of the match. He reffed it, fairly. He didn't ruin the match in any sense. Danielson took a lot of offense. He took not kill shots, is it kill shots? Dead eyes, sorry. He took buckshot lariats, but he got the win after a quick roll up onto Hangman Adam Page, and 1, 2, 3, he is the winner, and he's the winner of the Owen Hart Foundation Cup, and that means he gets a shot at Swerve Strickland's world title at All In. So we saw Jeff Jarrett and Martha Stewart handing in the trophy, handing in the title, and all-round good moments. Danielson still bleeding everywhere, but great moment. Surprising win for Danielson. I thought this was Hangman's to win. I really did, and that kind of tells me that Swerve is going to win it All In as well. I just think Hangman is going to be the one to end Swerve's reign, a heel Hangman. But not going to get onto that. We got some more interesting stuff about Hangman later on, but we'll get to that. Swerve Strickland then came out, a little bit of a stay off with Danielson. Then we cut to a break, and when we came back, Swerve Strickland was in the ring. He cuts a promo saying, well done to Danielson, but he still does not like the fact that Danielson holds a pinfall over him. So that's going to be Swerve's motive to get this win. Not only to be the best, to prove he's the best, to keep his title, but the fact that he wants a win over Danielson. He then announces that he'll be joining Blood and Guts, but not on the Elite's team like they wanted, rather on Team AEW, which makes sense. He's the AEW World Champion. Swerve also challenges Okada in a future match. That could be really good. Not sure why you're doing that when you've got Danielson, but we move. Great promo. Nothing huge other than the fact he's joining Blood and Guts, which sets up more for Blood and Guts. We then have Chris Jericho versus Samoa Joe, and if I can forget about this as quick as possible, I will be happy. Okay, Chris Jericho and Samoa Joe in a street fight. They get into it a little bit, standard street fight stuff that we've been seeing from Jericho. And then they fight towards the back, where they somehow get involved with the forklift. Samoa Joe lands on the... Oh, yes, we had Big Bull and... what is the other guy? Keith Bryan? Why do I forget his name right now? That guy gets involved as well, and they take out Samoa Joe, put him on top of a pallet on the forklift, and Chris Jericho drives it through a drywall essentially. And then we see on the other side that Samoa Joe went flying into a whole bunch of stuff and all of that, and basically Chris Jericho wins via referee decision. Are we not done with this? Are we not done, guys? Can we please be done? I'm tired of Chris Jericho. I really am. I don't think I can do more Chris Jericho, guys, if I'm being really, really honest. We then had a fatal four-way to determine the new challenger for Will Ospreay's international championship after he defends it against MJF. And we have Kyle Fletcher taking on Pac, taking on Claudio Castagnoli, taking on Tomohiro Ishii. Now, Tomohiro Ishii was too old to be in this match. First thing, just gotta say it. I know people love Tomohiro Ishii. I used to really love Tomohiro Ishii. Man's just gotta know when to hang up the boots. But some people will still say he has banger matches because he does 10,000 forearms and 10,000 chops in a row. But anyway, I'm not gonna get too much into that. Kyle Fletcher was just in this match to take everybody's finisher and lose. That's what happened in the end. He was just taking everybody's finisher, everybody's submission move, and he lost in the end to Pac. So we're getting Pac versus Will Ospreay, which I'm excited about. That could be an absolute banger of a match. Pac versus Will Ospreay. Claudio Castagnoli came up short in this match, so I do think he's going to get his chance down the line at some point. But Pac ended up hitting his black arrow, red arrow, what do they call it now? Whatever they call it. He landed his finisher. He lands that 1, 2, 3 on Kyle Fletcher. He then cuts a promo after the match, pretty basic promo, where he's saying he will not lose out on his all-in moment in front of his home crowd at Wembley. So that being said, we then see Hangman Adam Page go to the back. He is looking to confront the Elite, where Okada gets in his way, or he's looking to talk to the Bucks, but Okada gets in his way. The Bucks then come out, and all Hangman says is, "I'll do it." So we assume that means he'll team up with them at Blood and Guts, which is interesting because I wonder what his motive is now. That's the interesting part. What is his motive now? I suppose he's gonna have a do this for me and I'll join your team, something along those lines. We then had Mercedes Monae come out and have her celebration, which was interrupted last week, or didn't quite happen last week. And she cuts her promos. She does the best. They're in Calgary, and she says the best there was, the best there ever will be. Blah blah blah. Bret Hart's line, which is like sacrilege in Calgary. She ends up cutting a proper heel promo, which I think is her first real heel promo. And then Brit Breaker comes out, takes out a few security guards, and chases Mercedes Monae out the ring. Pretty simple stuff. I'm looking forward to this match a lot. Brit Breaker is getting huge reactions when she comes out, which is surprising considering she was a heel for so long, but great stuff. We then went to the main event, which was Mariah May taking on Willow, and pretty decent match. Main event worthy, considering the other match on the card, which was Danielson versus Hangman. Probably not, but we see why at the end of the match. So Mariah May ends up getting the win after a bit of interference by so we had Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander get involved and distract Willow, which then got Toni Storm involved somehow. But in the end, after it looked like Willow was about to get the win, Mariah May with a roll up, 1, 2, 3, Mariah May wins the women's side of the Owen Hart tournament, and she is now facing her best friend, Toni Storm at All In, former best friend, because afterwards she clocks Toni Storm with the title, the Owen Hart title, and she absolutely annihilates her. Toni Storm gets color, Great color, bleeding all over the place. She takes out Luther as well. Luther ends up going through a table after she hits him off the stage with the title. Then she holds up Toni Storm's head, hits her with the shoe, with the like the end of her high heel, and absolutely destroys Toni Storm, leaving her a bloody mess and an awesome image to end the show. That might have been one of the greatest heel turns on AEW television, hands down. Maybe it could have been teased a bit more. Maybe there was a need for a tease, but maybe the surprise factor is what really got us into this moment. But great stuff nonetheless. Honestly, great booking. One of the best things they've done on AEW television in a very long time. And I'm excited for this match now. Really, really excited for this match. So as I said, great episode of AEW all around. Chris Jericho, the only low part. But that's the case every week now. Really. We know this now. We kind of just forget about Chris Jericho. And then, yeah, with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.